as the red lights go out now, and they will scrabble for grip on their Toyo tyres. But it's a pretty even start for Griffiths and Ransom. And Ransom trying to squeeze Griffiths towards the grass, and he's really gone bold on the outside line, has Darren Ransom, and he leads the race. So number 30, Ransom around the outside at paddock to lead. Justin Griffiths is second, Jack Kingsbury is third. Chris Lawrence darts to the outside, tries to come around Kingsbury, the two champions from last year. Richardson, the 182 leader, is up there too, and alongside Charles Shelbourne, but has to give way. So it's very tight. Yesterday, the race was really won on the first lap by Charles Shelbourne as he was able to pull clear. Darren Ransom, who's taken the lead today, hasn't been able to do that. He's got Justin Griffiths chasing him up towards 30s. The top 8 or so have got a gap over the rest.
Yeah, that's right. So you can see where Max Martin has got to from the back in car number 62. Watch for him, the 19-year-old.
Big slide there, Marcus, for Charles Shelbourne.
Yes, it's lost him a bit of momentum, hasn't it? That's an important part of the circuit for your lap times. And as you see the field come through, there are our leaders. It's Ransom from Griffiths by about a quarter of a second.
That's right. 5 197s before we get to Steve Richardson, who's going with them at this stage in the Class A car. You score points in your class, and the overall champion can come from either category. Max Martin got 3 cars on that first lap. He's up to 17th. Perhaps been a little bit cautious after what happened yesterday. But it's Darren Ransom who leads down towards Graham Hill Bend. This is all new territory for Darren. He's not led a race before. He did get pole yesterday, but lost the position off the line to Charles Shelbourne. But he looks good in that position at the moment, considering the conditions he's having to deal with. And then it's Griffiths then, who's still chasing after him. There's Stephen Richardson, the Class A leader, and he's got Nick Harrison looking up the inside of him. The Fuse Metrics Clio of Richardson continues to lead. The 46-year-old window cleaner from Milton Keynes is there leading Class A once more. And there's a car on the grass. That's Jack Kingsbury, who's, I'm afraid, had a big accident. I'm not sure how that has happened. But poor Jack, and he's going back. He saved it just about. That is a bizarre place to have an accident. Many years of coming to Brands Hatch, Marcus, I don't think I've seen someone crash in quite that manner there.
I think he kind of got a wheel on the grass, didn't he? And that just flung him. And he smoked the tyre wall pretty heftily. And has brought the car to a halt, but the tyre wall has been deranged.
Yeah, Kingsbury's got his car off by the gate, the ambulance gate at the top of the paddock, but the tyre wall, as you say, took quite a hammering there. But it's and a change for the lead. Justin Griffiths has got past Darren Ransom. I wonder if this is all related, whether Jack Kingsbury was around them as well when Griffiths was getting past Ransom at the end of the lap, and as you say, he's got caught out onto the grass.
I think we're going to get a replay of it at some point, because it's certainly shown first time through. We've got safety car now out, with Griffiths now leading on lap 3.
That's right, that was all very dramatic. Really unfortunate for Jack, who runs on a budget, and having a big accident like that is not a helpful way to start his season. The 2023 Class B champion. Father Ricky runs the car for Jack. So safety car is out. Base leader is number 55, Justin Griffiths. Second is 30, Darren Ransom. Third is number 1, Chris Lawrence. There you can see Jack out of his car. He's okay. He's parked in a sensible position. We're going to have a look then, see what we can make out of what happened here with a replay from Alpha Live. Yeah, he's certainly out over the grass like you suspected, Marcus. We unfortunately couldn't quite catch the beginning to see what triggered it.
Yeah, sideswiped the tyre wall, didn't it? And then went round a complete 360, and it's deranged all down the left side, unfortunately.
Doesn't look like he was close enough to the two in front for them to have been involved. Like, I wonder if that was the case. So, like you say, whether he just got that bit wide, and soon you're on the grass, it's going to be so wet after all the rain we had last night. It rained for at least 12 hours solid, I think.
Touching the grass there is not good in the dry, let alone the wet. And it was a passenger from there on, unfortunately, but thankfully he's fine. And the car is about to be flat-bedded up at paddock.
Okay, so Told you about the top three. In fourth position is Charles Shelbourne, yesterday's winner. He's in 48. Fifth is number 7, Steve Richardson, the Class A leader. Sixth is triple 1, Nick Harrison. Seventh is 72, the second of the A's, Pete O'Connor. Eighth is 17, Sonny White. Ninth is number 31, which is Chris Page. And then 10th is number 14, which is Jack McConnell, making his racing debut with the 750 Motor Club today, the Northern Irishman. See on our screen there, at the back, number 11, which is another new driver, David Redshaw. Just behind the teenager, Chloe Daly. Good to have a couple of, at least more than a couple, there's a number of new names in the championship this year. Ahead of them, Matthew Poncia, the former motorcyclist, and the former karter ahead of them, Max Martin, all making their racing debuts, I think, today in cars. And that's what it's all about, Marcus, bringing new people into racing, and there's plenty of them on this grid.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it? And very, very efficient work by the flatbread crew. They've got the Kingsbury car hooked up.
And after I said about half an hour ago we're going to get a dry morning, unfortunately that's not the case. The rain has returned already here to Brands Hatch, so that the weather forecast we had, as most weather forecasts are, weren't terribly accurate. We had, like I said, we've had so much rain in the last 36 hours here at Brands Hatch. If you were with us yesterday, it rained extremely hard at the end of the day, and then that rain continued throughout the night until the early hours of the morning. And we thought that band had passed through for a few hours, but it's returned again. But the track is slippery and wet anyway, Marcus. Sometimes when it gets wetter, more grip can be found.
Yes, exactly. But I think at the moment it just felt like horribly kind of gruesomely slidey, greasy kind of conditions, isn't it? A bit more rain, as you say, might help. It's not what we want, but be a change for the F1000s, because they'll have to go back onto their previous spec Avon wets. They're running Hoosier slicks. Had a good race yesterday. You can see that tyre wall there, which is going to have to be reassembled in a while. And
I wonder for the restart of this, they'll sort of be under caution through that part of the track, and then they'll sort the tyre wall out before the next race. I reckon is what's going to happen.
Potentially bring forward the lunch hour.
Yeah, we'll see.
Fix it there.
If we hear anything, we're bringing that information to you. Nothing suggests anything else at the moment. So we've got 5 minutes on the clock. Shame we've had this safety car for the last few laps. Thanks to those who are tuning in online on 750 Motor Club TV and letting us know who they might be supporting over the course of today. And also big thank you to all of the spectators here at Brands Hatch, because it's not been a great weekend to watch racing, but I know there's a number of the Brands Hatch regulars that thoroughly enjoy 750 Motor Club racing. It's big grids, close competitive racing. The weather's not been on our side, but we've had some good racing over the course of yesterday and already this morning as well. So the flatbed is on its way at Paddock Hill Bend. The safety car slowed right down, and the flatbed's turning right now off the circuit onto the old Rallycross course to get behind the barriers. So can we go for a restart this lap? We can. The safety car lights are out, so that was good timing from race control. They saw what could happen there to get this race back underway as quickly as possible. With 3.5 minutes to go, the safety car peels in, and Justin Griffiths accelerates away with a very good restart. He's pulled well clear of Darren Ransom as they accelerate towards the green flags to get the K-Tec Racing Clio Sport Championship race back underway. Nobody else has really made a good restart behind. There's lots of big gaps that have developed.
Yeah, they're really strung out, aren't they? But Griffiths up front looking very switched on when it came to that flag. But going after him is Ransom.
Was Griffiths a bit cautious at Paddock? He knew he gained a bit of an advantage at the restart.
Yeah, it catches the unwary so easily, doesn't it, Paddock Hill Bend, with that adverse camber, then the drop on the exit.
There's Chris Lawrence, last year's champion. Switched from a 182 to the 197 for this year. He's got an inspired livery from the 1997 British Touring Car Championship winning car Alan Menu took to the title. So he's used that colour scheme with his backers on the car as well. But it's Griffiths, who's good through clearway seemingly there, getting the power on. The others taking a different line though.
They're taking what at the start of the corner looked like the favoured wet line, but coming off that line back onto the regular one. Second place driver Darren Ransom looking particularly good. He's got the car well balanced into paddock, but he needs to have, because Lawrence is behind him, and yesterday's winner Shelbourne is right in on the action as well, waiting to take advantage should anything happen in front of him.
Yeah, so it's sort of the opposite way round this order to yesterday, isn't it? With Shelbourne at the back of the train, he has a look to the outside of Chris Lawrence. He just set the fastest lap too. I did notice we did have yellow flags covering that incident scene on the start line, as I thought we might. But here comes Shelbourne then on the inside of Lawrence into Surtees. This is where we saw the spinners in the previous race.
Jiggles up over the curb.
And then into clearways they turn. This is where we saw the differing lines on the previous lap. Has anybody figured out where the grip or is to be found? I just think Justin Griffiths is better at that part of the lap. There's 2 laps to go, and Griffiths has extended his lead out to over a second over Darren Ransom, Chris Lawrence and Charles Shelbourne, and a gap back to Stephen Richardson, who leads Class A, but he's being caught by Pete O'Connor, who's only 4/10 of a second away. So that class battle is back on. And you might just see that in the background there. The Class A cars, here they come. It's the same 2 drivers involved as yesterday, but unlike yesterday, it's Richardson in front at this stage, with Pete O'Connor chasing after him. It was the late stages yesterday when Richardson grabbed the position away from Pete O'Connor. See if O'Connor can get that switched around for round 2. In the number 72 car, the 41-year-old from Bristol, in his second season in the championship, a former production BMW racer. Here are the Class B cars, Marcus, with 1 lap to go.
Yep, the chase is certainly on. Not going to change though, are they? Shelbourne's not close enough to have a go at Lawrence, nor is Lawrence close enough to have a go at Ransom, but it's Griffiths who holds sway. Ransom sets the fastest lap of the race, and that's the aim shot, fastest lap of the race, a 1:05.231.
And Ransom on a wider line out of paddock. That's where he's quick. He carries lots of speed there, and now the challenge is on. He brakes desperately late. He's drawn up alongside Justin Griffiths, but on the outside line, he just have to give way. And it's all bunching up again for the final lap. Can Griffiths stay ahead? We know he's good at the end of the lap, so Ransom's attacking now. He's out over the curb into Graham Hill Bend, but he's found enough to get through the corner. Behind Charles Shelbourne's out over the grass on the outside of the corner. He's drawn up alongside Chris Lawrence all of a sudden, and they're going to be side by side once more, but yeah, Lawrence hangs on.
They kept that territorial advantage on the inside at Surtees, did Chris Lawrence. There's yellow flags I saw there as well.
Oh, it's the
and
car.
this car spun at the inside on the grass.
That's Chloe Daly, I think. She's not come through. But Justin Griffiths, I don't think won a race last year, did a couple of years ago. He's going to win again in the K-Tec Racing Clio Sport Championship here at Brands Hatch. The checkered flag goes out. Justin Griffiths the winner by 7/10 over Darren Ransom. Chris Lawrence holds off Charles Shelbourne for 3rd. And Steve Richardson, a double winner in Class A. Got his first ever win yesterday and he's replicated it today. He beats Pete O'Connor. Sonny White takes 7th. After a good drive from him, and a whole group of cars come up across the line for 8th position, and a race to the line there between Nick Harrison and Mark Enoch, and Enoch gets it by 700th of a second. So Enoch also gets 3rd in Class A on that last lap ahead of Chris Page. That was a real battle pack to the line. Now there's Max Martin, he got 16th. Maybe that incident yesterday just knocked his confidence. And it meant he didn't get many laps of the Brands Hatch circuit before this race today, unlike the rest.
Yeah, it's important to, psychologically to bring it home this afternoon.
And Chloe Daly got back going too, the reason for the yellow flags. So all bar Jack Kingsbury got to the finish for round 2 of the K-Tec Racing Clio Sport Championship with car number 55, the race winner, Justin Griffiths, in his Renault Clio 200. by 7/10 of a second from Darren Ransom. Chris Lawrence was third, with Charles Shelbourne fourth. The Class A winner in the 182s was Stephen Richardson, who was in seventh. Pete O'Connor took sixth, Sonny White seventh. Mark Enoch won that great battle to the line for eighth. Nick Harrison was ninth, with Chris Page in 10th place. Jack McConnell was 11th, Josh North 12th, then Matt Hipkins and Paul Clark completing the top 14. Brian Craven was 15th, Max Martin safely home in 16th, Matthew Ponsier, David Redshaw and Chloe Daly were finishers, with the unfortunate Jack Kingsbury the reason for the safety car earlier in the race. So 2 different winners overall this weekend. Charles Shelbourne yesterday, Justin Griffiths today, and we will be able to go down to Kieran in the pit lane with our race winner, Justin Griffiths.
Well, another interesting race for the Clio Cup, and we're going to interview our top 3 drivers. Firstly is Justin Griffiths. We'll try and grab Justin here. Congratulations, you had to really fight for that one.
Yeah, it was a bit tough at the start. I think I was quite fortunate to have the safety car, right? Unfortunate for, I think it was Kingsbury that suffered there, but yeah, it was a good race. Very, very, very slippy. It's the worst conditions I've ever driven in, to be fair. So yeah, very pleased to come home with the podium.
Definitely, and you managed to get a fantastic restart as well. You really jumped them.
Well, yeah, it's just, I don't know what it was. It's just, you just watch for the car lights going out and you try and get the best start you can. So yeah, I'm happy.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you very much. We'll move on to second place driver, which is Darren Ransom. Darren, if we can just jump in with you a second. Second place finish today. Obviously, yesterday had a bit of an issue, but at least managed to get the podium today.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, after yesterday, just kept us off Graham Mill. That's where the track limits was yesterday. Yeah, it was a hard race, that. Hard.
So you had a really good fight with Justin, and
yeah,
obviously you did take the lead.
Yeah, I did for a bit. I did try him at the top, but there's just no grip out there, really. So I just played it safe, come home. Yeah, it was a good race.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the second place.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Okay, and third place, which is Chris Lawrence. Oh, we'll just jump in here a second. Chris, how was that race for you?
Very tricky. Yeah. Trying to learn a new car, and yeah, not the ideal scenario with the weather, but we tried something from yesterday, but of course it rained, so it didn't really go to plan. But I'm just happy to keep on the black stuff.
Absolutely. And obviously these two are having a bit of a ding-dong battle as well. Did you enjoy at least watching that?
Yeah, I mean, I had them two in front, and I'm thinking, well, this could get quite tasty towards the end. But then I also had Charles behind me that has done a few more laps than me in one of these cars.
So. Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the podium then.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you. And we're going to go to a quick ad break before going back into the next racing, which is, as you can see behind me, the Mighty Minis.